Well, I got it up as high as it'll go. Got the EGR valve off the back, or at least the air recirculating solenoid. Motor mount's loose. Making sure I'm not ramming anything into anything. Got, you know, every inch of what I could get out of up here, and we're going to try to get the oil pan off. I think we might have enough clearance to get it. We're going to give it a shot here, get some screws out, see what we can do. Well, there it is. Looks like a new oil pump, but the pickup screen is probably plugged totally up. So I'm going to get it out, clean it up, take the pump apart and look at it, make sure it looks okay. But you can see all the trash in the bottom of the pan. It's more than likely why the pump is plugged up. I mean, it's just filled with trash. And then I'll go ahead and clean this motor out. And, you know, part of the shit that's in the pump is that damn silicone. There's no silicone there to seal up the freaking Titanic. But yeah, that pickup tube's got a bunch of junk plugged up in it, so I'll let me look at that. I'll peel that pickup tube off and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, that's after I cleaned it out. That's probably a good third or half plugged up. The oil pump's okay, it needs a new pickup tube. Alright, that's the oil pan pretty much cleaned out. I mean, it was a new oil pan, but I mean, look at the silicone. Holy crap, could have plugged up the hole in the Titanic with this stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get all this silicone ripped off of here. I'm going to order a pickup tube, let the engine back down, and then I'll get some long brushes for cleaning guns and ram them down in these return holes and see if I can't get this cleaned out a little bit better. Alright, I can assemble the housing and the pump part. I'll do that tomorrow, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of wet sanding paper, lay it on a piece of glass or a piece of metal, and I want to go over this and get any nicks and scratches out of it, make sure it's perfectly flat before I reassemble it to the main housing. I went ahead and pushed the ball in, the pressure relief ball, with a couple of drops of oil and some cleaner. Clean that out. This came out of the pickup tube, actually. See it? I would say that's ruined. Ruined, as we would say down here in Alabama. But I'll get a new pickup tube coming. I may even get a conversion kit for this oil pan. What that does is it makes it a gasket instead of a silicone. I went ahead and set the motor down. I'll get the car off the jack stands. It's supposed to dry up a little bit. Maybe I'll drag it out of here and clean this shop up. Looks like a bomb went off. And then I'll got my assembly lube, and I'll put this pump back together and put it up until my new pickup tube comes in. This is crap that fell out of the oil pan as I was dragging it out from under the car. You can see the puddles of junk that basically fell out as I took it out. And it's not that bad up here, but you know, it's a little slimy. But I'm going to go ahead and get some cleaner, clean it up best I can, try and wash some of it out. This is something I wanted to tell you. You know, with this plugged up pickup tube, the worst thing you can do is go with a heavier oil. Because what you're doing is you're cavitating the pump. You're not supplying enough fluid into the main housing of the pump it's like priming a well pump. You know how you got to prime a well pump? It's no different. If you can't get this thing filled with oil, it will not create enough vacuum to pull fluid. So if this thing is designed to, say, move a CFM of fluid a minute, and this is just a figure I'm throwing out there, and it's only throwing a quarter, it won't fill the pump up enough to produce enough suction to move the fluid through the engine. So what you're doing, in a sense, by putting heavier oil in it, you're making it worse, because the heavier oil can't get through that screen like I told you before. You would have probably been better off putting thinner oil, like a 5W or a straight 5 weight. But you know, it's ruined anyways. I mean, this pickup tube is junk. I mean, I won't reuse it. There's just no way of getting that junk out of there. It's just embedded in that screen. But you know, that's what I was trying to tell you about the cavitate in the oil pump. I'd mentioned it in another video that if this thing comes loose, it loses all of its suction right here. Or if it gets a crack in it around here, it's like sucking a milkshake through a busted soda straw. You know how you can't get enough. You can get just enough. You can get a taste, but you can't get enough. That's generally what happens. And see, this one here, I don't know if it's welded or pressed, but I would actually like to go around, and this thing looks like it's, I don't know what it is, but I would like to have gone around and braze that. Anyways, that's my take on an oil pump.